Good morning. Today is Sunday, May 30th, 2022. I have made a lot of changes to the garden. As I mentioned last year, we were growing in the ground. Weeds got really out of control and I couldn't keep up with everything. So I've changed that. Now we've got raised beds. So I've got to show you the raised beds. I also have to show you some hits and misses in the garden and essentially what happens when you start your cool season crops too late. So they're still in here. I'm just going to see what happens to them. But I've got some crops that probably won't make it. They're going to bolt soon. So here we go. Welcome back. First bed that we have here. For those of you that are interested in building raised beds, we have two of these cinder block, I guess they're built like X's or H's on top of one another, two boards on top of one another, and they fit in there so perfectly. That's pretty much it. Oh, with a some of them have rebar in them. There might be a rebar in that hole, I can't tell, but there's one in that one over there. All right, so here we go. First bed. Huge, right? Look at all these weeds I no longer have to contend with. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. All right, so when we talk about vegetables that I planted late that probably will not make it, this is kale. My kale's not probably going to make it, but what I've gone back and done is interspersed in there some summer squash. I think that's summer squash. I can't remember honestly. It might be winter squash too. So the kale that may not last very long, and I've got my new plantings in there just kind of thrown in, and we're going to see what happens. Now these are going to vine and they're going to grow really long, so I've got plenty of space for them in here. That's more new summer stuff here. I got to unearth that a little bit. I'm using pine straw this year to see if I like that better than the mulch that I had before. This is a sunflower seed, I believe. This looks like a weed, so I'm going to pluck that out. Okay, so I'm going to go back the other way now. This is watermelon. This is a weed. All right, so there in that hole is, oh gosh, I can't think. Sweet potatoes. There, so on that side of the bed, you got sweet potatoes again. They're kind of spread out. Look at that one. That one's doing really well. Sweet potatoes. And then we've got what I believe is winter squash there. If I can remember the names of them, I'll add them below. But we're trying out winter squash, things like that. That's just a flower. My daughter wanted it in here. It's doing all right. It needs some love. And this is a sunflower. I'm going to start off with some peas that I picked. Now these peas got planted along with the other cool crops in March, a little late. But the peas have done really well. I'm really excited about them. The other cool crops you'll see in a minute, not so well, but I kind of expected that. But it was a new garden bed and I said throw it in there, let's see. But here are my peas, and excuse the eggs because the chickens gave me a little bit. Look at all of those. Look at, my mother-in-law picked these for me. Big old basket full of peas from my own garden, and there she opened up some to see what they were going to be like. So these peas I have to shell because the pod is not edible, I believe. But yeah, those are my peas. And now I'm going to show you where the peas are growing. On to bed number 2, okay? So I've got these nice little walk spaces in here where I don't have to worry about the weeds. We come in with the weed eater and mulch, but I don't really have to worry about it anymore, so I'm very happy so far. All right, sunflower here. Let's see. So I'm gonna do it like this. These are the peas, right? You can still see I've got some pods on there that weren't ready to be picked yet. Below the peas, we've got carrots. Again, that's part of that, the things that I started growing in March that may not make it. And then in front of the carrot here are peppers. These are my pepper plants. So we've got peas, carrots, and then peppers so far. That's this 3 rows here. Look at my little pods on my peas. Look at them. Very happy, very excited. Also, I've planted tomatoes in there. I don't know if you can see them. My goal was with the tomatoes that when the peas died out, the tomatoes would have all that space to grow. So if you look carefully, this is a tomato plant here. And there's one there as well. There's one on the end too. So I'm just gonna pan so you guys can see what we've got. Peas, carrots, and peppers. These peppers are coming up. I planted those from seed. I don't know if you can see those there. And I'm gonna keep going. This is a sunflower. I'm gonna prop her up a little bit so she has some help. Just stand up. Gonna see if any more peppers are sprouting in there. Not yet. Some of my peppers aren't sprouting. Okay, back to, oh, there's a tomato plant there. Mixed in with the peas, right? You can see that. Okay, back to, again, things that I planted early that won't make it. I believe these are collards and or cabbage. Oh, look at these carrots. These carrots seem to be doing pretty good. I might get a carrot out of there. I just might. All right, still, this is, might be Brussels sprouts. I honestly don't remember, but you can tell that they're cool season plants. They're not gonna have enough time. It's about, I think it's gonna be like in the 80s so far, mid 80s maybe in Georgia here. It's gonna get hot. Look at those peas. You see the pods on there? I've still got more peas to pick. So these pods haven't fully, well, some of them are. Maybe one of them is fully ripened. Tomato plant in there. So that's how it is. All right, guys, right behind me is bed number 3. Along with, you can see the vertical trellis that I built out of cattle panels. It's the same panel that I've had before. When I redid the garden, I just moved it and put it back together with the zip ties. So now we're gonna see again more peas and more things that won't make it through the summer. They're gonna bolt. All right, guys, in this bed number 3, we start by seeing the radishes that I planted. Now, I tried to save them by plucking off some of these flowers. You can see I plucked them here. This one I'm gonna pluck off too and hope that it'll preserve the radish down there. That's a little green radish, if you can see that. I'm gonna keep going. You see I've plucked these. Let's see if I can see a radish head down in there. Little one. If you guys can see that in there. There. One of these radishes is huge. It's a green one again. Plucking flowers. One of them, let's see if I remember. Okay, oh, this is a nice red one. If you can see that down in there. But there was one that was huge. Okay, if anyone knows what this is, now I should have the names of the radishes. Can you guys see that in there? I should have the names of them somewhere, but that is huge. I'm really happy about that. All right, this is the back side of that second row of peas. You can really see how the pods are there really nicely. I'm just going down the row here so you can see all the peas. Because I want to be as self-sufficient as possible, I'm trying to determine how many plants I need to plant in order to have enough peas to eat, you know, and kind of put away. We'll see. Now, when this starts to happen, you see how this is coming off the fence? I just push them in gently and try to get them to attach back to the fence so that they're not all over the place. It's hard to do one-handed. I'll come back and fix that later. Pretty peas. All right, now this is still kind of that 4th bed that I have, which I showed you earlier with okra, and then that fig plant. So now I'm turning around. This is the 3rd bed, the other side, the inside of the 3rd bed. Again, peas that are getting away from me here. I don't want to cooperate. Let's see, one-handed if I can do this while on camera. Trying to be careful. That helped. All right. Oh, so beans. I planted pole beans in here because, again, once the peas are gone, the pole beans should be able to spring up and take over this whole trellis. So these are the pole beans in here, interspersed with the peas. Beans are coming up pretty good. So I'm gonna plant more beans on the other side as these peas die out. Oh, look at my purple. These are my purple hull. That may not be the name either. Anyway, purple peas. How about that? I'm thinking purple hull green beans. Purple peas. These seem to be taking a lot longer. Maybe because the plant is so much taller. Look how tall it gets. That one's huge. This is really big. So I'm wondering if the purple ones, they're very pretty though. If the purple ones, if you can see the height difference between these purple ones and those regular ones down there. All these kind of stop here, and they've already put off plenty of pods. But these are so much bigger. Huh. Interesting. Okay. More beans there. More beans that I planted. Now this is corn. Wish me luck with corn. I have not done so well in the past with corn. I got some kind of mildew one year. One year I had some kind of an armadillo problem. Who knew there were armadillo in Georgia, right? Okay, I can't do this one-handed. I can't do that one-handed. I'll come back. Can I get this one? I got that one. All right. Again, these are the radishes. I'm just coming by. All right, the other end of bed 3. Here we go. We got corn. There's a space there. There's nothing there. I need to plant more corn there. Corn came up here. Did not. That looks like a weed, but there should be corn here. That's a weed. This is a weed too. There should be corn in this space, so I'm gonna have to go back and plant more corn. There's corn coming up there. There's corn here. So I'm gonna have to go back and add some more corn in here. That corn is there in front of these radishes. Corn here. Don't know what that is. Corn. Yeah, okay. These look like collard greens. Again, forgive me guys, I don't remember everything that I planted and I didn't label them all. Collards maybe. This is the front side of the peas, or back side, however you want to look at that. This is the purple ones that are huge. And these are the other ones going down the line. I've got summer squash here that I started. Summer squash. Some kind of a collard, maybe summer squash, collard, summer squash. This is a weed. Let's see. That's bean, summer squash, and again the fig. So there we go. So again, it's May 30th, 2022. I hope you guys have enjoyed the tour of my new garden. I'm really hoping that the raised beds work out better for me as far as weed control and path maintenance. And just the ability to plant more food. I don't think I've ever planted this much food in one spot. Because the raised beds, you can kind of plant throughout the bed. And when I did it before, I just had, either side of the row that I had made. But for Georgia and with my schedule, it was just becoming a lot to keep up with the weeds. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed the tour. We'll see you next time. Bye.